Hello YouTube, I'm going to be doing a video today on how to hack passwords on website accounts. This will work for any website that has a login facility incorporated with it, and this does work on websites with an SSL encryption, but that is a little more work and I'm not going to be going into that. And before I can start the video, I need to say that this video is for educational purposes only. Do not attempt anything you see in the video on any websites or passwords that do not belong to you or you do not have permission to hack. I am going to be using my account on one of the websites I am a member on, and it is a fairly secure website, and the reason why I am doing it, and it is not against any laws, is because I am not destroying any property, which if you do any damage to a website through this, you could be arrested for damaging the servers. Yes, it can happen. So I'm not going to be causing any harm to any servers. I'm just going to be hacking and getting the password from a database. Now we can start. You're going to need three things to do this. The first thing you're going to need is a web browser that allows you to configure to a proxy server. And for this I'm going to be using Mozilla Firefox. It is a very simple web browser to use for this, so yeah, I'm using that. And now you're going to need an intercepting proxy server. For this I'm going to be using Burpsuit Free Edition version 1.5. Now if I open that up, you see this, and you can just go download either of these online. They're both free. And to get Burpsuit, you just go to portswagger.com or something like that. Just Google Burpsuit and it's at portswagger.com. Get the free edition. Don't waste $300 on this. And the third thing you're going to need is a word list. And in order to hack websites, you need to do a little research on the website. Mine was done a while ago, and this is Burpsuit after it opens up. But I did mine a while ago, and I know that I need a number list with numbers between 0000 and 9999. Now, if I open this up, you'll notice that my list starts at 0101. And you'll ask, why is that if you just said it needed to be start at 0000? And that is because I did research and I know that no account uses anything lower than this. And so when you get a word list, which you can find anywhere online, just look around. It takes a little work, but you can find them. After you get it, just go through, and this is pretty easy if you know what your website needs for your password, and the website I'm using is a 4-digit number-only password. Okay, after you have those things, you can get started with this. First thing you're going to want to do is go to the website, and I've been here before, so I'm just going to jump to the website. And here's another thing for the homework that you need to do. This is the index page of your website. You need to go to the login page. And I know a lot about web programming, so I know what all these things stand for. You might not know that, but it's not going to be that big of a difference. You're just going to have to do a little more work in an up-and-coming step. So now what you're going to want to do is go to the login page. And this is a WordPress. It's a WordPress and PHP site because someone got really lazy when they were building this site and just used an SQL database of a WordPress setup. So you're going to go to the basic WordPress login page, and that is wp-login, and you're going to want to do dot, and for this website it's PHP for the programming language. It can be .html, .html5, .php, .xhtml, .htm, so on and so forth with all the programming languages. And if you go to that website, that forwarding page, it takes you here, the login page. And this is the most simple part about doing research on the website. You're going to want to go to you're going to want to type in the username of the account you're trying to hack. They tried to make this a little safer by having a scroll down menu for names, but truthfully it's not really all that safe. Now you're going to type any phony password. I just type in 1234, and now I hit login. And as you can see, it gives me an error message up here, and it got rid of everything. Now you're just going to want to retype in the username, and Now we'll go over to burp suit. Now once in here, you're going to want to go to the proxy server and turn intercept off. Now go into your, now you're going to want to configure your web browser to a proxy server, and in Firefox you just go to options and then advanced, go to network and then settings. Now you're going to want to go from no proxy to manual proxy, and you're going to want to type in here localhost and port 880 up here, and this will be your IP address, and this will be what your name is when you go onto a website. So just click OK and OK. Okay, now it's configured to a web browser. Now you're going to want to go in here and turn your proxy server on. Now it's going to intercept any data between the host computer, which is the website or the server, and the client computer, you. This is going to be in between, and it's not going to let things send directly to each other between the two main computers. It's going to have to stop in here first. So now that you have that done, you're going to go in here and you're going to type in a password. Anything. Doesn't have to be any word really, just type in any combination. I just type in 4 of the same letter. So for this I'm just going to type in Q 4 times. Now you can click log in. And as you can see, I got a whole bunch of stuff that went between the client computer and the server. And if you actually look, it's intercepting it. And like I said, it can't go directly through. So it's still connecting. And in the bottom left corner, it says waiting for the site to communicate back to you. But the server is actually waiting for you to communicate back to it. So you're in between. And as you can see, it didn't shake any of this. It didn't get rid of any of this. And this is pretty much faking both of the servers, which is also called a man-in-the-middle attack, but I'm not doing it on a computer. For a computer, I should say. And what you're going to want to do once you're here is actions, and you're going to want to send it to the spider in this real quick. Go to spider and just wait for enough requests. Okay. And now it got in to the website, and now you're going to want to go back to the proxy server and you're going to send it to the intruder. Once here, it highlights intruder. That means you got all the data. You're good. Now you're going to want to leave this the same because that is the host. This right here is the host for all this stuff. Is the extra stuff at the end. That's where it's telling it to go, but this is the actual host. So leave it at that for the host. Now positions. These are all the fields you can hack. You want to clear all of these fields and just find your password field. Now, like I said before, if you don't know programming languages, this is going to be a little tougher. Not really all that much, but I know for WordPresses, I'm looking for a PWD equals, then it's going to be the password I typed in and PW. And if you look right here, oopsie, right here is the password field. Now I'm only going to want to highlight what's in here, which is what I typed in, Q 4 times. I'm going to add that field. And now what you're going to have to do if you don't know programming is you just have to look through this text right here, all of this script for QQ, well, for what you typed in my case it was QQQQ. And after you get that done, you're going to go to payloads. And you can go into a character substitution if you're doing a website that needs numbers, symbols, and letters. And if it's case sensitive, you can type this, but usually it's not. And people, when a website tells them that they need to have numbers, letters, and symbols, usually they'll change out letters for symbols that look like it. And hackers know this. So if you look here, there's common character and number substitutions that are in there. And there's a lot of things like people usually do A for at. Things like that. But since I'm using a number only thing, I can just do this into a simple list because I only want it to test what I put in. I don't want it to substitute anything and make this longer than it should be. Now you're going to click load for your word list, and this is where my word list is located. I'm just going to do that, and there, my word list is loaded up. Okay, and you can add them all manually. That's gotta take forever to do that though. So once you did that, that's done for the payloads. And if you look up here, this is your number of payloads that it's gonna test. It has 9,899 different things in here that it has to test. Now if you did something like a character substitution, for mine it's not actually going to change it, but it would make it a lot longer because it has to change every word that has those symbols to it. Now once you've got all of this done, I actually feel kind of dumb, I almost forgot one pretty major thing. You're going to want to go to options, and you can set all this, it's to your liking pretty much, but I always set this here because I don't want it waiting 2 seconds in between each try because this server is dumb and it doesn't care how fast you do it. You're going to want to go here. This is the main one right here. You got to do this. Now if you look down here, and you get this error message right here when you get the wrong thing. You're going to want to get what is in that error message. You're going to want to copy it. And now you're going to go in here. And you're going to go to the add part. And you're going to put in that, what it says. Now you're going to add it. And at the very end, it'll be added right there. So now after you get this done, just jump back into proxy and click intruder and click start. If you get this, it just comes up because you don't have the free version. Oh no, yeah, guys, the place you download this burp suit at is http://portswagger.net. Sorry for saying it was .com, it's .net. So just click OK, and here you go. A intruder box will pop up, and there. Now this is testing every possible one. If you look right here, there's this one, which is the baseline. This is what it's going to look like if your password is wrong. So what I do is just make all these boxes small because it shows you when characters are wrong. So actually, it shows you everything that's wrong, and that's usually what's all going to be wrong. Now if you are up here, I have my password at a lower one, so this is going to take a lot less time, but as you can see, it's constantly checking all of them. And this is, mine should come up here, and there's my password. And you probably don't notice that at first, but right here, this box is not checked. And if you look right at all, this number right here, it's a huge number. This number is much smaller. None of these boxes are checked because of all the data that was sent. These have to send a much more data because it's wrong, and the status 302 means it's correct. And as you can see, all these boxes that are supposed to be checked are checked. Are not checked, I should say, actually. Sorry about that. Where all these other ones are checked, these are not checked. Same here. All these are checked, not this one. Same here. And as you guys can see, this is actually going quite fast. And it's already probably tested around 50. Yeah, it's already tested 43 different ones. Mine was a lot lower. So, as you guys can see, here it is. And now what you're going to want to do, check up in here. And that's it. So I'm just going to highlight this. Let's do orange. Leave it that color. And I'm just going to pause my attack since I got it. Now you can just go into burp suit and click intercept off. And there. It did exactly what it's supposed to be. The computer talked to the other part, and it said that it's not right. That it's not right, and it knows it now. So now you go here. I'm not sure if this happens on your computer, but mine is mean, and I have to configure it to no proxy to get it to continuously go. So just click OK and OK again, and now you're gonna want to go to. You're gonna want to type in the name, your username, and go into your intruder. And as you can see, it said my password was 0125. See, and I type in 0125, and just to show you guys that this actually does work, I'm going to reconfigure this to the proxy server, and I'm just gonna get all that gone. close the intruder text. That's all done. Then yes, I want to exit it. I already have the password. And I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to click login to prove to you guys that my password field is 0125, like the thing said 0125 for my thing, and as you can see, the password field is 0125 right there. I'm not lying to you guys. That is really what I typed in. So now if I click intercept off, it's all going to work, and it's going to log in there. Logged on. Look at that. I am logged on to this website. So that is how you do that. It is fairly simple. Hope you guys really liked the video. It's a little bit tougher one for me to make. You'd be surprised how many tries this took me. I kept messing up. But thanks for watching, guys. Check out some of my other videos.